bodybuilding in Malaysia now is growing quite fast. Winning is only a very small part of the whole journey.
The start of your journey, how did it start? And then how did it become from just lifting and bodybuilding into something more serious?
Honestly, I don't have many years of experience. I mean, I've been training since 2012 or something like that, but not serious type. My physique is very, very skinny type. You can't imagine 47, 48 kg at 175 cm height. The funny part is, I've been questioned for police that, are you a drug addict?
How many categories does PCA have? How many categories are you planning to open up for PCA in Malaysia?
We have the usual 5, okay, which is the bodybuilding, open bodybuilding, and then we have classic bodybuilding, we have bikinis, we have man physique, and sports model. Not only in bodybuilding, it actually changed my life. 360 change from a drinker, someone who actually party most of the day, to 0 in alcohol. Even my career, I changed from travel line to full-time in bodybuilding. I tell myself, okay, no matter what, step out from the comfort zone and then try.
What problems are you hoping that by bringing in PCA Malaysia could solve?
The reason why I believe in PCA mostly is because
Hey, this is Jordan, the Iron Beast, and welcome to Behind the Pump channel, where we tell you the truth they don't tell you in bodybuilding and fitness. Everyone sees the stage, the trophy, the lights, but nobody talks about who is actually building behind the scenes. Today, I'm sitting down with the man who's bringing in PCA to Malaysia, and we'll be talking about why he believes the scene in Malaysia needs to change. Kelvin, welcome to the show.
Hi everyone. Yeah, this is Kelvin.
Let's talk about the start of your journey. How did it start? And then how did it become from just lifting and bodybuilding into something more serious?
You mean in bodybuilding line, right?
Yes, in the bodybuilding line. Your passion and how do you make this into a career and something you become very, very serious in and you want to build the scene?
Well, honestly, I don't have many years of experience in bodybuilding. Okay, it started all the way back in 2016 and 17. I mean, I've been training since 2012 or something like that, but not serious type, yeah. But my first comp, we actually started in a very, very funny way. Actually, I share all my story, in every podcast or even my own videos or reels. My physique is very, very skinny type. You can't imagine 47, 48 kg at 175 cm height. The funny part is, I've been questioned from a police that, are you a drug addict?
Were you that skinny?
Yeah, I'm that skinny actually, yes. Because probably maybe my metabolism is high, During high school, even primary school, I started to, join a lot of sports. Yeah. So the metabolism is high. Even though I eat a lot.
You've always been a very active individual.
Very active in sports.
Right.
Yeah. I actually participated in all kind of sports. So from there, I started want to gain some weight. Okay, and then after that, 1 or 2 years, I gained a little bit of weight. Okay, and then one of my friends, thanks to him, he asked me to try a competition, a bodybuilding competition. That time, I don't know, Scientific Nutrition, NPC shows. All right, so I think I just used 3 to 4 weeks to prep for a competition. When the time he asked me to join, he's 3 weeks out. And I know nothing about comp prep. Oh, 3 weeks out. Can I try? He said, oh, you're not too fat because you're the skinny type, right? I'm the skinny type. So yeah, just go for it. So I tried. I thought I'm the best. And then when I joined there and I went there, the first show, I'm like, okay. Because when I entered the backstage, everyone is better than me.
You saw a bunch of big dudes there, right?
Not big, but they are fucking lean.
Okay.
Yeah, shredded.
All right.
But me, I think I'm 15% or 15% or maybe 13% to 15% body fat.
Okay, so you're basically fit. You're basically
actually
really fit.
Yeah, I can have, I have some upper abs. But compared to them, I'm nothing, bro.
Okay.
So from there, I never get demotivated, right? I think that I should come back stronger. All right. So from there, I get addicted and then I joined multiple shows since 2017. So every 2 years or something like that, I will join a show. So this is how it's actually started my bodybuilding journey. Not only in bodybuilding, it actually changed my life from, I would say 360 change from a drinker, someone who actually party most of the day, to zero in alcohol and just training, and it's all about discipline. Yeah, so it changed. Even my career, I changed from travel line to full time in bodybuilding.
Wow. So right now you're doing this full time. You're also a coach, right? I remember.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
a coach. Okay, and this year I'm bringing PCA into Malaysia.
Wow. Okay. So like, when did it became like? At what point in your life that this whole bodybuilding actually became something really serious and deep for you? And then what drove you to actually want to make this into your career?
Actually, from the very beginning, I don't know whether it works or not, because it's pretty hard for you to actually let go. For example, like, I'm actually in travel line for 12 to 13 years. That time I think is it's MCO time. Okay. I started to tell myself that I should change. Because I wanted to leave from travel line because, after 12 or 13 years flying back and forth, it's pretty fatigued, it's tired. And then I have a family, I have a daughter. I can't just always leave and leave them alone. Okay, so I kind of like neglect them. So yeah, from there, I tell myself, okay, no matter what, step out from the comfort zone and then try. So I try to start up online coaching first. Okay, with my partner. Okay, Manlong. Okay, then after that, going quite well, but after I step into this industry, I feel like there's a lot of room to improve because in Malaysia, bodybuilding is very underrated. That time, I think very less competition, very less federation are coming in. I would say like 3 to 4 maximum, including the local show. Okay, so I think even online coaching is we the one who started the online coaching in Malaysia. Back then, it's just personal training. So I see, there's a lot of room to improve in Malaysia. So I think, this is work. So I built up an ecosystem. I set up a chicken business, We're actually linked. Everything is linked, all right? It's all about diet, it's all about the ecosystem. So now, federation. So yeah, even now, I would say there's so many years more to improve and grow.
So going deeper into the scene, right? On that, were there moments where you saw something in the bodybuilding industry and in the fitness scene that didn't sit right with you? And yeah, was there a specific moment that you went like, this needs to change?
Well, actually, my first competition goes well. Everything is good. Okay, my experience for the first show is pretty good. Okay, if you're talking about federation, my experience for federation, but as I say, very less federation. Okay, so very less option for the athletes in Malaysia. To choose. For example, if you have only 2 to 3 and including local shows, right? I think you should have more options for them, okay, to actually show, okay. And then what stood out to me wasn't just the stage, lah. I actually experienced, while I'm in backstage, everything is not in the proper condition. Yeah, probably there's not the real theater or performing art or whatever
Yeah,
stage.
you just get a badminton court.
Yes.
And then like,
if I remember, it was a convention center,
Okay.
for weddings.
Oh,
This kind.
right.
So the condition is very bad. Yeah. I couldn't find a space to warm up, to pump up, because it's very dirty, to be honest. Yeah, I think there's an improvement from there.
Yeah, I remember the very first competition I attended, not as a competitor, but I was there to support a friend of mine. It was a local competition in, I'm going to say it's in South City Plaza. South City Plaza, yeah, I think so. So this was way back in 2007. I remember the stage was actually set up in the center of the entire shopping complex. And it was quite run down. Actually, the shopping complex was this old complex, South City Plaza. I think it's called South City Plaza. So the stage was set up in the middle.
South City Plaza is what? It's a shopping mall?
It's a shopping mall, yes. In
Okay.
in this area that is, I don't exactly remember where is it, but it's somewhere outskirt of KL. So it's still within the KL district, but it's outside, somewhere outside the city. So there's this rundown mall, and then the stage was set in the middle, terrible lightings and all that stuff, and the area where we actually had to help, I had to help my friend actually apply the tan. It was the rub-on tan, right? So we actually had to use
You
what's
mean the
that?
Dream 10?
I think it was Dream 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, you pat
okay.
it kind of looks like shoe polish. And I even saw some guys that if they didn't have money to buy Dream 10, they actually put legit shoe polish, and it just made them look super bronze.
That's
And
sick.
everybody was like a different shade of bronze, right?
Mhm.
And then the scene where the area where we had to pump our muscles and help my friend pump his muscles and stuff, right, was actually just right behind the stage, and it was jam packed with all the athletes. And yeah, you're right. We didn't even have a proper place where we could feel comfortable, and because competitors, athletes, right, on during the bodybuilding show, we had to cut down water, so they're already super fatigued and they're hungry and all that. But they didn't even have a spot where we can actually feel comfortable and pump up and get ready when it's our time to actually go on stage. So I was there trying to take like some newspaper magazines, and I was trying to fan my friend because he was like almost passing out. And yeah, it was just terrible. And then we had random people just walking past by, and then there was some people trying to hit on my friend. It was super weird. Yeah, so yeah, you're right, that part is just really we don't really have, back even in the early 2000s, we don't really have a place, a proper scene where bodybuilding can be seen by the audiences, the spectators, as like a proper legit sport. It's more like, oh, on the side it's like, yeah, it's just some muscle guys just need a venue, yeah, whatever, it's really cheap and all that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more because what you say, athletes prepping for a show, right? They use years, months, okay, to prep, right? And then they are in very low body fat and, as you say, dehydrate, So it's when they're fatigued, okay, the scene actually during the show day, it has to be in a proper condition, if you ask me lah. Okay, if it's too hot, it will also affect the physique. All right, so as I actually continue competing over the years, okay, also a coach, okay, I bring my athletes to compete in overseas or local shows, right? There's a lot of things that I think it could be better. For example, like the judging consistency and criteria, okay, and also proper scheduling management, time management, okay, and also beyond the stage, okay, beyond the show day experience, okay, not just focusing on the show day itself, because show day is just one day, but besides that, okay, beyond the show, there's a lot of preparation, a lot of experience, actually, a lot of values.
Like, what I really want to ask right now is, why specifically PCA, and what made you believe in it so much that you would like pour yourself and want to bring this into Malaysia? And let's focus on why PCA specifically.
Okay, for me, the reason why I believe in PCA mostly is from my own experience, right? Because I started to compete in PCA back in 2024 in, I think it's Bangkok, with my team.
Oh, that was very recent.
This was for a reason, yeah. It's like 2 years back, all right? I'm a coach. I brought, if I not remember, 2 athletes, okay, 2 bikinis to that show, and I myself as a competitor alongside with my my team as well. All right. So the first day I went there was the pre-registration day. All right. It was crowded. Like I can say like 200 athletes there minimum.
200?
200 athletes.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah,
And then
wow.
because it's a pro qualifier show in Bangkok, because in Thailand, I think in a year they have less than 5 pro qualifier shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That in May, if I'm not mistaken, is one of them. All right. So it's a big show, lah. All right. So they have regional show in the morning and pro qualifier show in the afternoon. So that means 2 shows in one day. Okay. So approximately like 200 to 300 athletes. So I was talking to my team mate. I was thinking like, how is that possible? They can do 2 shows in less than 7 hours. Because the show starts at 10. Because it freaks out when I saw the crowd, and then quickly I look at the schedule, like, oh, okay, tomorrow is 10 a.m. start, classic, okay, 12. By the way, I'm in classic category. Then ends at 1 p.m. Break 15 minutes, starts again after 15 minutes, like 1:30 until 4 p.m. for the second show.
Well, that's very packed.
It's very packed. It's about 200 over athletes.
Wow.
How? because the federation that I experienced here, less than 100,
Yeah.
it took more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's
also
like a whole day.
there is some delays. You see, so that's why I said time management is very, very important. So this actually impressed me a lot. I feel like I saw the judges are not eating anything. You know, yes,
Wow.
because
Okay.
yes, I can't I don't see them eating. I don't know why. Like wow, the efficiency, the whole management, the system is so good.
So PCA really, it's like what, based on your experience, just to recap, is basically like they're super, super efficient.
Yeah, they are
with
damn
their
efficient.
time
Yes.
management.
In
Right.
terms of time management, and also surprisingly, the media, all right, is so good. Yeah, because to be honest, I only took media for the pro qualifier shows, but regional one, I did not take any media package, but they did post my routine, my 1 minute routine, my free posing routine on stage to the Instagram, and surprisingly, it's so good. Yes,
Wow.
so I feel like I don't know, feel proud of myself,
And you
I
also feel appreciated as well.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So, like, what problems are you hoping that by bringing in PCA Malaysia could solve in the Malaysian bodybuilding scene?
Actually, not only I would say PCA lah. The second PCA show that I went, all right, I did ask. This actually impressed me, okay, and changed my mind why I want to bring in PCA into Malaysia. All right, I think I remember our first thing that I asked the judges, all right, why there is no a certain standard for a competitor to step on stage. Because why I experienced this incident happened in in Malaysia, the local show. That guy was out of physique, totally not trained at all, and he stepped on stage. It's like they are playing the dare and you know what do you call dare or
A true you're just trying to like I dare you to just do that, and then if you do
Ye-
that, you know, you get a certain prize.
yeah,
whatever, you know,
something rewards or something like that, a cash prize.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet you know this is something the game that they play. And the guy just went up without tanning, and it's like,
Okay.
and so happened that that category has no competitors, and he won the show. He got a gold medal.
Okay.
He got a free products from all the sponsors.
Yeah.
And yeah, he
But
claimed
that doesn't
himself.
show quality, doesn't it? Right.
Yes, exactly. So this is the question that I actually asked PCA. Okay, when I actually attend
Yeah,
the judges'
So
course.
you judge yourself as well.
Exactly. So
Wow.
I did ask them this question, like why there's no certain standard, okay, for all the shows lah. Okay, especially when it comes to pro qualifier or even regional show, you know, that's actually bring down the image of that federation, like what you mentioned, right? The quality. You know what they answer? This is something that I feel amazing. They say because bodybuilding show is encouraging people to join, to compete, okay, no matter what physics you are, okay. So if you set a certain standard, this is something like a discrimination. You discriminate. You set a standard, all right. It's not fair for that person to not join because of my physique is not good. So you want to encourage more people to join, all right. You want to encourage and build out this bodybuilding industry in the whole world. Am I right? Not just Malaysia. All right. If you set a certain standard, people were afraid to compete. People will think like, oh, even myself, I can say that my physique is not up to standard, so
Okay.
I can't compete. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I do understand the judge or the person's point of view when he gave you the answer, but at the same time, okay, this is just my personal opinion. Then again, guys, this is just my personal opinion, but shouldn't there be a certain criteria at least in order for you to, at least a bare minimum required for you to step on stage? Because then again, as you said, I'm just thinking more of an image, like the company's image perspective. If, let's say, example, I don't know how to play football. I join a football competition, but because even though I don't know how to play football, but I've run before, shouldn't I be able to join the football competition even though I might lose? I mean, if not, it'll be discriminating, right? I mean, like, so I'm just thinking from that perspective. I don't know if I'm right to think from that, but then again, I think from a from a company's perspective, an image perspective, right? At least there should be a bare minimum, right?
I have the same thoughts like you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say you mentioned about the football. You can join football no matter what. Okay. But you can only join the beginning league. You can't go to the semi-final because if you don't win that show, that competition. If you can't win that competition, you can't go to the national level. Yeah. Right? Same goes to bodybuilding. You can only compete in regional show. But you cannot go to the pro qualifier show.
Right.
You can't go for the pro show.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So there's a certain level or standard of physique for you to move on from first tier to a second tier. So this is why we need a pro show. We need a pro qualifier. All right. And then from there, okay, in PCA, right, you can, because we are the global international federation. So even you are the pro in Malaysia, you still can compete in Southeast, for example, like Super Series in Thailand this year. Yeah. And then you can go Asia, like Korea. And then after that, you can move on to China or even Europe in UK. Or even we have in America. You see? So if let's say your standard is not up to the standard, you can only compete regional. You never win a show that actually or earn the invitation to a pro qualifier show or pro show. Yes. So you just stop there.
So for someone new who's looking to compete, how should they actually choose the right category, and what are the common mistakes that you see people like newcomers make when they choose a category to compete in?
This is also another problems, okay, that I actually see along the years, okay, when I compete in other federation show, because the criteria actually not really mentioned clearly in social media. Because now I understand when I'm holding this federation, I understand that social media is a platform. Yeah. All right. To protect the algorithm, you cannot share everything that you want. You know, the criteria, we have our own website. There's a judging criteria there. If you are serious about this, you should look into it. Okay? So look into the criteria, or at least DM us or DM the federation if you don't understand what is the criteria for each categories. All right, so please ask, okay, or at least take some efforts, okay, to Google search, okay, the federation, the website, okay. I'm pretty sure there's a certain criteria in PDF form you can actually see, especially for PCA. We do have, for our official website, you can see, okay, what is the criteria, what is the judging criteria that actually the judges want to see for open bodybuilding, classic bodybuilding, and men physique, and so on. Yes. So to me, please ask, okay. And then let's say you are not clear about the judging criteria. Yeah.
Right. So like if let's say they need to ask those questions in order to be clear, so can they just go to the website and just check it out? Or if like maybe they could reach out and contact one of y'all and ask the questions if they're really like uncertain of what they are supposed to have, or if they actually meet the standard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
First, from the very beginning, if you don't don't give the efforts, okay, to at least search, okay, or look into the judging criteria, okay, then you wouldn't know. Then you will make mistakes. For example, like joining the different or wrong category. For example, like if you are a beginner, okay, if you want to join open bodybuilding show, you can go for the junior one, right? We have junior, we have first timer, okay, and then we have master category and open. So you have to choose the right category. If let's say you are a beginner and then you join the open, I mean, there's no right or wrong. Okay, you can join, but the chances for you to win that show is slim, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, if you are confident with your physique, you can join. But if let's say you have, because you just build up your physique and you have not much mass on your lower body, then you shouldn't compete in classic or bodybuilding show, right? You can consider sports or men physique, right? So you have to really understand the category, because it's stated very clearly what do we want to see. For example, like bikinis. Most mistakes I actually experience is bikinis. Yes, because some are going like too shredded, too lean, too much of muscle separation. So please choose the right category because we do have bikini train. We do have figure train. We do have figure toned. Yeah, or athlete figure. You see? So there's different criteria.
How
So-
many categories does PCA have, and how many categories are you planning to open up for PCA Malaysia?
Well, we have the usual five, okay, which is the bodybuilding, open bodybuilding, and then we have classic bodybuilding, we have bikinis, we have man physique, and sports model. We also have figure, bikini figure, yes,
Bikini figure,
yeah,
okay.
bikini figure. Okay, we do have wellness, but this year we're not bringing in wellness because the demand actually for Southeast Asia is a bit
low for
a bit low, lah. Yes.
Do you mind explaining to the audience here, just a summary on each category? Like, what do you look in terms, like example, bikini? What do you look for, and then bikini, like wellness figure or something like that. You said earlier, like what they're looking for and what classic looks for, what open bodybuilder. Just a summary.
Yeah, just rough. I'll try to simplify it, okay?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the details one, you actually can look into the judging criteria in our website, all right? So for open bodybuilding, you need to be ton of mass, okay? Of course, it depends on if you're a junior, first timer, you don't expect like first timer to be like Jack, like Andrew Jack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. And then classic bodybuilding, we're looking into aesthetic look, not beast, not
okay.
thick waistline. Okay. And then we're looking the whole proportion, the body proportion.
more like Greek sculpture.
The composition, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then man physique, okay, we want a broad shoulder, like the V type kind of physique and clean midsection. All right. Bikini, we actually looking, because we have bikini train, yeah, slightly more leaner and shredded, like, more trained physique. Yeah. Yeah, bikini train. So bikini is something like there's a little bit of muscle separation, but not too much. Okay, maybe slightly leaner than our Victoria's Secret model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And of course, figure is much more mass and leaner. Wellness, we are looking into lower body.
Lower body.
Yes. Big and more mass.
Booty
as well. Yes. It's all about lower body for
Okay.
wellness.
All right. So for wellness, it's more on lower body.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. So for the upper, we don't want to be
As large.
as
or
big
as-
as like woman physique.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Sorry, we don't have woman physique or woman open bodybuilding. All right. Again, Southeast Asia, we have to actually concentrate and focus back whatever that actually high demands.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we want a bikini upper physique for wellness. Yes. For sports, it's like a category before classic bodybuilding.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still looking into conditions, shredded, but aesthetic look. Yeah. But for PCA, this is just a tips for you guys. PCA are looking into conditioning.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And some federation, they are looking into a potential. For example, like they see that you have potential, they will give you.
I mean, don't make me emphasizing on that, because that's what I was trying to figure out a lot of times. What do you mean by like in terms of that,
Okay.
some federations
Like you have the
potential?
V typer,
Okay.
but that particular show, you're not shredded, you're not lean, you're not prepping hard enough, or maybe some mistake, I don't know.
Yep.
Only for that particular show.
Yeah.
All right. Some federation, they will see like if the gap is not too much, they will let you to win.
Oh.
But for PCA, we don't care. We are looking into the particular show that you compete. If you are shredded, you are conditioned, we will give you.
Okay.
Because, okay, in PCA, right, we do have overall champion pro show winner that lose after his winning next year.
Oh.
He's pretty good, when he won that overall champ for pro show, pro champion. I'm talking about pro show. He won the overall champ. Okay, he's so good. He's shredded. He's mass. He's conditioned. But maybe he's pushing size or something like that. I don't know. After 1 or 2 years, that shows he's a bit fade off a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's a bit watery.
Yeah.
So he didn't get any placing.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think
Yeah.
5th or 4th. I don't know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not the top 3.
Yeah,
basically.
even though he got a potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the potential. But we're looking into that show. How hard you prep for that show. How many efforts, okay, that you put on, okay, for that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, not about your potential.
Yeah, because I mean, when it comes to potential, I think anyone could ask as well. It's like, what, I don't have potential. The other guy has more potential than me. You know, that's very subjective, and to the point where I would think, I don't want to really say this out, but maybe could be a bit biased as well. I mean, I experienced that myself. Not me personally, but it was some out. When we sent some athletes over, and then that was actually what happened, and we were disappointed. But then we can't really argue back with the judges because obviously they run the show and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, so this is why actually I love PCA and I see PCA, and why I want to bring in PCA because of their judging criteria is so, to me, it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people think that competing is all about just winning the first place and all that. But what do you see that they completely misunderstood about the real value of stepping on stage?
Yep. We actually step on stage. We want to win. To be honest, to be frank to you, you are a competitor. I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm a competitor. I want to win.
I mean, all of us want to win,
right?
Obviously, yeah.
Yes, but if you don't win that show, to me, don't get demotivated. Look into what actually mistake that you have done,
Show tantrum.
or what weakness that you need to improve. But because what I see is some people, they demotivated because probably the judging criteria is not up to his expectation.
Okay.
But sometimes this is competition. You have to accept the result, no matter it's good, it's up to your expectation or not.
Yeah.
It's competition, right? There's no right or wrong. It all depends on the judges, what the judges favor to you. Because during the judging time, some athletes that I favor it's not same with other judges. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
But the condition, the things that we want is pretty clear. We are clear. But sometimes, there's difference. All right. So winning is only a very small part of the whole journey to me. All right. You spend months, sometimes years preparing just for less than 20 minutes on stage. All right. You spend probably years to build up that physique. So actually the value is actually from beyond the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like the whole journey itself.
Exactly.
And then how you actually are able to manipulate muscle growth, and also like how you're able to change your physique and to be something that you are, or somebody that you never imagined yourself you could be.
Yeah, you're true. So the real value in the process is this discipline that you build, the consistency that you build, the discipline that you build. Okay, for example, like what I say. Okay, if you get demotivated, you will stop there. You never go for the second show of federation. The sacrifice that you made, this is all the values beyond the show. So I always ask people to inspire more competitors or whatever you mentioned. Okay, even lifestyle. Inspire more, like share in your social media platform what you are doing every day, along your prep, even off season or comp prep. Share, and people will definitely see the values. And yeah, so what you eat, what you train, what tips and tricks that you actually can share, try to inspire and share them in the social media and inspire more people to join. Yeah.
So I gotta ask this about PCA, especially when you want to bring in PCA to Malaysia for the first time this year. Okay, so why Malaysia and why now? And also, at the same time, is it just about Malaysia, or do you see a bigger vision connecting to Southeast Asia?
All right. Actually, why Malaysia? Malaysia already has a several federation, to be fair. Okay, and they are doing very well. They are good. Yep. I mean, everyone's not perfect, right? Okay, always there's a room to improve. Okay, but we have more than I think up to this year, I think we have more than 8 to 10 show. Why I'm still bringing PCA? Because I want to create more opportunities and more option for the athletes. You don't marry to one.
Yeah.
As a society, you don't marry to one federation, right? All right. So maybe perhaps PCA work things differently. Maybe you like PCA vibes. Okay, and then not just about giving more options. Okay, we also foresee that bodybuilding in Malaysia, as I said, back then is very underrated, but now it's growing quite fast. You can see bikinis. There's a lot of bikinis, especially for females. It's growing.
I do see, especially the fitness, for the female scene in competition is actually picking up quite a lot. Actually,
Yes.
even the last few years.
Yes.
So
So
to
you
my
need more
surprise.
opportunity. When you have federation, people will compete.
Mhm.
Am I right? So we are actually also supporting this industry to grow this industry in Malaysia. Yes, to support all the athletes. Okay, but why now? Because the timing is actually right now. But it's damn right because bodybuilding in Southeast Asia, especially Malaysia, is growing. Number one, okay, and PCA is not just the largest in Europe right now because we are expanding in Southeast Asia. The best one will be in Thailand. We have like more than 30 shows or 40 shows a year.
Wow, that's
Yes.
crazy. A lot.
Yeah, in Asia, like
Wow.
Korea, they also have like more than 30 or 40 shows a year.
You're in Korea?
Yes.
Whew.
Something like UK. So we are expanding in Southeast Asia. And what I know, last year, PCA Indonesia just started.
Okay.
This is the second year for them. This year is ours, PCA. And then coming, there will be PCA Philippines just announced.
Wow.
Yes, and also coming up will be PCA Vietnam's. Okay, but this is still to be confirmed.
Okay,
all right?
still in development.
Yes, in
basically.
development
Yeah, yeah.
because Nick is the PCA Asia president for PCA Asia. So yeah, he's the one who actually developing all the federation in Southeast Asia.
Mhm.
Yeah. So to me, Malaysia is the very right time. Okay, because in the next 2-3 years, we are looking into an Asian Championship show
Wow.
whereby all the countries will send the best athletes, best of the
Best
best,
of the best.
to compete with each other.
Wow.
So they have the chances to actually compete with all the international athletes. They are not just like the amateur;
Mhm.
they are the pro.
The pros.
Yes,
Right.
the
Mhm.
pros. And those who won the Southeast Asia one, they can go to Asia to compete like Korea and China.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have one bikini athlete that actually won multiple shows in Thailand, overall champion, even pro show she won. She went to Korea, she won the show, overall champ. She went to China, she won the show, and lately she went to PCA Universe or PCA World. I'm not can't remember. She also won the overall
Wow.
pro show.
So that's actually you can really expand your career as a competitor in this federation.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can see how many tiers that you actually can improve or expand in PCA itself.
Wow.
Yes. So I think this is the right time.
So wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you are bringing in this late, we are missing these chances. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing just to know that part. From your perspective, right? What's currently lacking in the Malaysian scene, in the Malaysian bodybuilding and fitness scene? And also, if everything goes right, what does the future of bodybuilding holds here and how does it look like?
First of all, I want to be clear that I'm not experienced enough, OG enough to actually say what is lacking, okay? But based on my experience, okay, there's been a lot of improvement, to be honest, okay? Because when I first competed in 2017, as I mentioned, right, there's very less federation show, okay, and sponsors, all this, okay? In Malaysia, now, up to date, we have quite a lot of shows like NABA, like IVV shows, like IFIF, like WF, the print, plenty of lot of international show.
Yeah, compared
ongoing.
to back in the early 2000s when there was barely anything, or even earlier than that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So in
yeah.
terms of platform, we are actually doing quite well.
Mm.
Okay. But what is actually lacking to me is the unity in this industry. How do you unite everyone? Because what I see is people are creating a lot of dramas now.
I mean, just
Yeah.
human, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
human, okay. But we need to unite, okay, because people are giving too many opinions, too much of ego and unnecessary drama. So what we want is to unite everyone this and grow together.
Mm.
Okay. This is why I see that there's a lot of improvement, okay, and why we are still behind Europe and America for this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number two, this is very important, the real opportunities for the athletes.
Yeah.
Because we know, right, as a bodybuilder, we need to spend a lot of money.
Oh yeah, heck ton, man. Seriously.
I dare to say for a year, I spent almost more than 60, 70K, I would say, right?
Around there. Yeah.
Around there.
And more if you're competing that year.
Yes. So you are getting cash for MyV
Yeah.
or EMAS,
Yeah.
EV car, you see?
Yeah. I see that.
But when it comes to the grand prize,
It's like this.
it's like this. Okay.
It's literally
I
like
understand. Okay, because before that, before I hold the federation, right, I always complain that why the current price so little, it's not fair for athletes. But until I hold the federation, there's behind scene there are a lot of things that you need to prepare. We need to, in order to increase the grand prize, we need a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
Because by having the federation, right, we don't really earn a lot of money, to be honest. Okay, we need a lot of sponsors. This is why I say we need more opportunities for all the athletes. We need to get more sponsors. This need to be here by all the big company, for example, like the big player in this industry that actually relate to bodybuilding or fitness. Okay, so those who are not enough financially, if they are not really good, even though they have tons of passion in this industry, they can't survive.
Really compete.
They can't really compete for long.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Probably just one show and that's it. Right?
Exactly. All right. I even heard some they loan to compete,
Ouch.
which is
Ridiculous, but
ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Right. Why? Because there's not much of sponsors for the athletes.
Yeah.
We can see a lot of potential athletes in Malaysia, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. We are not really bad, we are good, but lack of sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay. So this the collaboration with all the big industry
There's
players.
also I want to add that there's also what I see is that there's no ecosystem to actually support the athletes as well in their bodybuilding career and journey. So very lack of opportunity after, like, even beyond competition as well.
Yeah. So in those regions, for example, like Europe and Americas, right?
Yeah.
The athletes, they are supported. The sponsorship are strong. The fitness is part of the culture. So the athletes can survive. The athletes can compete. The athletes can build the name and earn from it. Right? So this is how you grow in this industry.
All right. So for someone watching right now who has been thinking about competing but still unsure, what will you say to them?
To be honest, you will never feel 100% ready. Okay? So make your decision. Do it right now. Never say next time, because as I said, that we have different category or deviation for you to choose. If you think that you are new, okay, your physique is not up to really like the pro or mature standard, go for a first timer. All right, go for the juniors if you are below 23 years old. All right, so choose the right categories, okay, but never give yourself an excuse. So ask yourself, like, how much do you like? Do you love this? Okay, if you like this sports, if you try to set a goal, right, you have to set up from the comfort zone. All right, so there will be always doubts, fear, and maybe next time. But how long is that you have to wait? All right. So now, given that we are trying to give all the opportunities to athletes, giving more options, like tons of federation now, you can choose. All right, to compete. Okay, then just select the right category.
Right, and then you have this whole array and at least there's a whole bunch of competitions, including associations, including PCA, and you can find the right one that fits you and that benefits you as an athlete, but also as a competitor as well, and also in your career as a bodybuilder and in the fitness scene as well.
Not just that, competing in a show, right, give you discipline. Even like my clients, right, from a lifestyle, right, he or she like couldn't really concentrate or focus or discipline, okay, or maybe to show the progress. I actually advise them to set a goal to compete a show. Give yourself a time frame, because when you have the time frame and when you have the goal, it motivates you. And sometimes you will know, like me, totally changed me, change your life, change your career, change your everything. The show actually motivates you and allow you to be more disciplined and more focused, to be honest. Yeah. So building a discipline can be just simply, joining a show. So besides that, even though it doesn't matter really whether you win or lose, right? Because even though you lose, you gain from the experience, okay? You gain the confidence, okay? And the completely different mindset of, this industry or this sport. So never compete just because you want to win the show. Yeah.
Always do it for the journey.
Yeah.
Always
for
do
the
it for
journey.
the journey and the progress and
Yeah.
what you can become, the best self that you can become in this
It's
life.
a marathon. It's a marathon.
Yeah, it's definitely a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't just another competition, but this is someone who's trying to build something bigger in Malaysia. And if you're thinking about competing, maybe the time is right now. Kevin, before we wrap this up, where can they find you?
They can actually find me from the IG. We have the PCA Malaysia page, and also we have this WhatsApp number there. And also soon we are announcing the registration. In 2 to 3 weeks, we're gonna open up, and then they can actually register from our PCA official website. But you can reach me out from Instagram. Yeah. And also we are trying to distribute a lot of brochures to all the gyms in Klang Valley.
Hey, bro, so when is actually PCA going to happen in Malaysia?
Okay, our first show will be held in Sentu, KL Pack, on 11 October this year.
11th of October this year. Okay. Make sure you save the date. Make sure you register, sign up if you're wanting to compete. And if you're not a competitor, you just want to watch and see how this association runs this competition, be sure to catch them, be sure to buy the audience ticket and attend the show and enjoy. If you've got value from this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And also turn on the notification bell to always stay updated on the latest episode on YouTube. Kevin, thank you for joining us today.
Stop overthinking and start prepping right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for this interview today.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Jeremy.
See you guys in the next episode.